Hey y'all, I'm Donna, and today I want to talk about going straight to the source. This is my very first video. Oh shit, the cat. This is Sergeant Frisco. Okay, so this is my very first video, and I will be starting a channel, Hot for Health, and discussing all things holistic, all things natural health. So if you're interested in that type of thing, subscribe, and I will be researching and all that good stuff. I'll try to read every comment. I will discuss things, and I'm a very, very open-minded person. So I have a lot of vegan friends on social media, so they say a lot of stuff. They have a lot of ideas, some good, some bad, but the one that stuck with me the most was going straight to the source for your nutrition. Now that resonated with me because it makes sense. It makes so much sense. Why would you filter your nutrients through another animal when you can go straight to the source and get it from kale and berries and all these amazing plant foods? You know, if that's where the cows and the chickens and whatever else you eat gets these things to the source, and it seems it's cleaner. It's when you're into the whole holistic health, natural health type of thing, clean means a lot. Clean, alkaline, detox, all of these things mean a whole lot. And so when you think of the idea of going straight to the source, it makes sense. It seems cleaner. You're eating foods that are alive and they're vibrant, and it's the closest thing to the sun. So it makes sense that you would go straight to these plants and have a better overall health as a result. So when I first started hearing that resonated with me the most, and that's the one concept that I think got me wanting to research this more and wanting to limit my meat consumption, things like this. But when I started researching it, there's so many problems, because why can't you go straight to the source? Well, as vegans like to say about drinking milk, you're not a baby cow. That's why, because you can't eat grass, cellulose, fiber, and turn that into long chain fatty acids and all these other nutrients that you need. You can't do that because you're not a herbivore. So that's the short answer. The long answer is, well, there's so many reasons. There's first of all, plants, no matter how well you plan out a diet with just plant foods, they're not going to cover every basis. And it's not just B12, you know. So plants do not have everything you need, point blank. So that's one reason, but there are other reasons. There are anti-nutrients, which most people don't know anything about because it hasn't really been studied or well understood at this point. But there's a reason there, because so you're not going to absorb the same way if you have a lot of anti-nutrients in your diet. And then there's just bioavailability. So if these nutrients are not in the correct form, the animal form, so you need to convert them. You need to take them into the body and convert them into a usable form. So if you're doing that at a lower rate, a less than optimal rate, or some people not at all, that's not a good thing, obviously. You can fall into deficiencies that way. So, okay, and then another reason people would do that, there's genetic issues at play. Most people understand MTHFR, which you have a hard time turning folic acid into folate and detoxing the body, things like this. But it's much more than that. It's not just folate, you know. Obviously, if you cannot methylate this nutrient, you're going to have issues with others. And this isn't the only genetic mutation you have to worry about. Most people don't know if they have these mutations or what they have. So if you have any of them, you may have a hard time converting nutrients. And again, if you're not a herbivore, if your body isn't evolved to do this in such a way, you're going to have a hard time. Then there's gut issues, okay? Gut issues, most people today have gut issues. So most people they're missing sometimes even hundreds of species of bacteria in their gut. So if you don't have all of the bacteria and all of the enzymes to work and break down things properly, you're gonna miss out on some nutrients there. And then if you add fiber into the mix, well, the absorption of these things are gonna be less so. So there's so many different factors at play here that this is why when somebody is deficient and somebody is needing healing, a child, for instance, that is malnourished and dealing with other issues like autism type symptoms or ADHD, other things like this. This is why the GAPS diet or diets that focus primarily on animal foods work so well, because everything is bioavailable. There's no interference with fiber and anti-nutrients and all these other factors. If they have genetic issues or gut issues, these things have time to work themselves out while the body absorbs the nutrients it's lacking. And this is one thing a lot of people in the health community don't pay enough attention to, how important it is. If you are lacking nutrient, if you don't have all of these nutrients to start out with as a base, you are not going to detox, you are not going to do any other healing. So we got bioavailability, gut issues, anti-nutrients, genetic issues, the fact that there just isn't, no matter how well you frame it, even if, that's what I'm saying, even if you could find a plant-based diet, exclusively plant-based, that covers every single nutrient you need, every single vitamin, water soluble, fat soluble, every single macro, micronutrient. Even if you could do that, that's what I'm saying. There are still these other factors that are going to give you a hard time. Go straight to the source, because you're not a baby cow and you're not a herbivore. So again, guys, I'm Donna, and I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff here on this channel.